Hey, welcome people to Dream Team Scout. This is your boy Tage for the Sun Dream Team Fantasy Game Week 10 tips. I just want to say shout out to everyone who that sort of stuck with the channel all of these weeks. I didn't get the opportunity to post last week. I wasn't feeling too great. Never been really sick all my life, and then last week, wow, I don't know what it was. If the weather was too cold, a change of weather, but I was just down. And all I needed to do literally was just upload the video, and I didn't get to do that. So I just want to say thank you very much, guys. Really do appreciate that. I'm feeling much better now, so I'm like, yo, let's get to this. Let me put this video out as quick as possible, so I could feed the people. So didn't really even get to make my changes last week. I only did one change, which was Garnacho into my team. As you could see, that wasn't something deliberate. Like I said, I wasn't feeling too great, and I just didn't get the opportunity to do my changes, tweak my team, or do what I needed to do. But still not, still facing those adversities, I was able to still get some decent points this game week. So I scored 121 points. I know people did goal boosters and max captains, and I think some people had the region of 130s or 140, but I'm happy with this 121 considering I didn't do much changes. It was just the Garnacho coming in for Diaz, and I was ill. But anyway, long story short, I don't want to waste too much time. Let's get to it. So we consider fixtures this week, I'll be focusing on certain teams. So that's Liverpool, Arsenal, Man City, Aston Villa, Man United, and also Brentford. Sort of taking out Chelsea from that because I just feel like the rotation, we know guaranteed Palmer and Jackson ain't going to play the second game. I can't afford that, and they got United, so that might be a tough game. United seem to play well against Leicester City, even though I know that was the cup game. And then I also decided to discount Spurs because they just look dry a bit. They look dry for some reason. It's going a bit stale again. So yeah, it just looks like, yeah, it's not one of them ones I would advise to shop in anyway. So without further ado, let's focus on the teams that I've decided to pick. So with Liverpool, the only player I could pick from Liverpool that I'm sure that might get decent points, against Brighton and Bayern, because I do see Liverpool, conceding, so I'm not, targeting a defender. I mean, you could maybe a Konate, or Konate could pop up with a goal, but obviously Salah, we all do have Salah, but just in case you don't have him, that should be someone that you should have in this game week. 7.4 million, scored 12 points this game week. I don't see a rise in his value. He's got a total of 133 points. I think second in the dream team next to Haaland. Like I said, game week 10 is again Brighton and Leverkusen. So he's a guy you should just have in a team. And to be fair, like if you are playing two strikers up top, it should be Haaland and Salah. If you're playing three, then it should be Haaland, Salah, and wherever combination you want to have there. Okay. And then moving to Man City, I wouldn't waste too much time on Haaland. He's the highest point scorer in Dream Team, 144 points. It's 8.9 mil. It shouldn't rise in price this game week. He scored 12 points against Southampton with a goal. Didn't play against Tottenham. He's been managed. City squad is depleted, as Pep said, with 13 players only. But yeah, everyone should have a Haaland. Like I said, one goal last game week, and I expect him to do better this game week against Bournemouth and Sporting. And to be fair, it would be my captain choice for this week. I ain't playing around. I ain't playing around with this one. Or we could go for Foden. Now, chill, guys. I know last week, well, I didn't bring the video out, but I was going to suggest Foden last week, and we saw his returns for this game week, 7 points, and wasn't really the best this game week. However, City squad is depleted. That means he's bound to start. He's bound to start. So yeah, I would say if you've got Foden, stick with him. If you ain't got Foden, his price should drop. So that's a negative bringing him in, but I fancy him to step up now. This guy, I mean, I thought he was coming back to form when he scored the other week, but Yeah, I would take a chance on him. You know, Savinho is injured, so you could just swap a Savinho for Foden if you got the funds. If you know what I mean. So, and if you're gonna bring him in, I would say buy and hold. Okay, with Foden. The squad's depleted. Until they have the players back, then I might say, you know, get rid and find better players. But they're not really midfielders out there really doing it crazy, apart from the next guy that I would suggest, which is Saka for Arsenal. He's 6.8 million. He scored 11 points this game week. I don't think he's gonna rise in price, and if he does, maybe 100k. Um, he scored the 9 points against Poole, 2 against Preston. Surprisingly, he even came on against Preston. He's got 113 points, the best midfielder in the Dream Team. He's averaging 9.4 points. That's amazing. And his best performing points is 20. And I like that. That's a very crucial information I think people should always like adhere to. Like, you have to look at players that could have crazy game weeks in them. Crazy game weeks in them. And if you could just have a player who has a crazy game week in them and captain them, sky's the limit, man. So like I said, for him, he's got 11 points returned this game week. Not the best. You know, he missed the previous game week 8 with injury. However, in game week 7, my guy got 31 points. So he's a must now that he's fit, and he's someone that I'll put as a vice captain. So if you want to go against the grain and not to go with Salah, then I would say Saka would be your best bet. Against Newcastle and Inter Milan away, it is tough, but I do see him getting a goal a piece in both games. So yeah, the only thing is I don't know if Haaland is going to go crazy against Bournemouth or against Sporting. And then still sticking on to Arsenal, I've got Havertz, 5 million. He scored 11 points this game week. I think his points should go up by 100k or probably remain the same. 2 points against Liverpool, but 9 against Preston. He's got a total points of 93 points. He's averaging 6.6 points per game. His best performing points is 12 points. Once again, that's not the greatest. You know, he scored 2 goals in his last 5 games. So I would say approach with caution, although I do think he's in better form than Ollie Watkins. And I would say if you're going to bring in Havertz, do bring him in, but for just game week 10 only. See how he does, and then you assess it from there. But just bear that in mind that if he doesn't perform, you've got an exit strategy if you are going to bring him in. And that will lead me to the next player again for Aston, and this time for Aston Villa, Ollie Watkins, like I mentioned earlier. He's 5.7 million. Game week 9 returns is 5 points, so I still expect him to go down at least by 200k if I'm not being too harsh. The 5 points came against Bournemouth, didn't play against Palace. His total points is 78 points, average is 6.5, best performing points 18. See, with Watkins, his problem is that he scores in patches, and sometimes he could just go doing nothing in the team. So, like I've said on here, poor returns in his last 3 games with no goal returns. I'm expecting a strong performance, which I am this time. Surely he scores. Yes, he scores in patches. I will say if you don't have him, if you have him, do hold him. If you don't, bring him in and just hold him for this game week only. An alternative for him would be Duran, who's got 79 points. Imagine 79 points my guy has got, and is much cheaper than Ollie Watkins. It was 5.7. Duran has got 79 points, so a point more than Ollie Watkins, averaging the same as Watkins. Best performing points is 12, so Ollie Watkins has got more in, and he scored his best performing points came this week for Duran. So if you are trying to be a bit more shrewd and, you know, caviar about the whole thing, and if you just want to go on the stats alone, then you could take a punt on Duran, because look at the point. Imagine how much it was, and he's got the same points as Watkins. Wow, that's crazy. So that is sometimes the information that you need to work with. Sometimes with Dream Team, you work with the eye test and you work with the stats. You have to mix that together to get your output in, you know. So yeah, I'll leave that to you guys to sort of, you know, make your decision. Another player that I would say is Digne for Villa. I do see a clean sheet for Villa against maybe with Klopp Bruges away from home. Tottenham, not so sure, but then again, like I said about Tottenham earlier on, they've gone a bit stale. So yeah, that game they could keep a clean sheet. Do not be surprised. And Digne done something so great last game week where Villa considered, but he had come up, so he had his clean sheet secured. So last game week he scored 9 points. He's 3.6 million in value. I probably don't see no rise. If he is gonna rise, probably about 100k at most. He's got total points of 67. He's averaging 6.1. His best performing points is 9, so not that great, but his total points is 67 for a defender. And in comparison to Watkins, who was on 78 points, 5.7. So you see how, yeah, all of this will start. Yeah, do whatever you want to do with these numbers. And like I said, he's got 2 assists to his name already this season, and some good fixtures coming up. And cheap, and he's involved in in double game week. So I would say if you're going to bring him in, buy and hold. Buy and hold for him would be the best bet for Lucas Digne. I know if you've got other people still got Rodgers and Timmerlands. If you got those players, still hold. Those guys, they're like ticking players. I call them. They just tick away. They just get the points. And so if you've got them, you could hold. Or if you've got other ideas, share on the comment section. Let me know, because I ain't got the answers, and I keep saying that. And I want it to be more interactive for us to share our ideas. I know we're going for the same kitty, same pot, but let's do what we can. Like MJ, make it a better place. No, I'm joking. That's for the hold heads. But yeah. Oh yeah. I don't know why I took so long to even say this. By the way, guys, it was my birthday yesterday, so please like, share, and subscribe. Show me love in the comment section. But yeah. And then if you're thinking outside the box, I won't say outside the box actually. I would say Garnacho from Man United. Let me not say outside the box. It's 3.9. He should go by 300k because he had an amazing week. Game week 9 return points. He scored 20. So he was the only guy brought into my team this game week because I wasn't feeling 2-1. I forgot because ideally I was going to bring in Garnacho and Savinho, so I missed out on some other good points. Or Umbuemo, but I would say Garnacho. He scored 20 points. He scored 3 points against West Ham, 17 against Leicester City. He scored a total of 94 points for a strongly Man United team. That's amazing. Average is 6.7 points. Best performing points is 24 points, and I remember that against Barnsley in the League Cup. They've got Chelsea and Panathinaikos this game week. I see him. He could score against Chelsea. I wouldn't put that past him, and he could also play midweek and score. He's got 39 points in his last 4 games. 4 games, that's crazy. A goal and 2 assists in his last game shows a player capable of getting double-digit points in one game. So that's amazing. That's something that you should look into. And if you are going to bring him, buy and hold. And I already got him in my team, as you could see on the left-hand side of the screen. So that's a no-brainer. However, if you are looking for alternative, then look no further. You got Bruno Fernandes. He's got total points of 73. It might go up by 200k. He's averaging 5.6 points this game week. His best performing points is 18, and his game week 9 points is 23 points this week, so which should top his best performing points this season. But the only thing with Fernandes, he's a bit expensive as opposed to Garnacho. So, and I don't fancy having 2 United players in one team. I know some people do have them, and they were celebrating this week all over Twitter. So I saw a guy who got Garnacho and Fernandes together in his team. But yeah, I'll more likely go for Garnacho. And then this one, if you are thinking outside the box, and this is a player that I've got a friend of mine who's had him in his team all season, Umbuemo. I think like Umbuemo is fantastic with the returns. The fact that he doesn't even play in the European games, and we are sort of we all get caught up on the extra fixtures, but that doesn't guarantee the extra points. So Umbuemo is on 4.4. Definitely should go by 300k. So once again, you got a plus bringing him in. Game week 9 points, 25. Scored 17 against Ipswich, 8 against Sheffield Wednesday. Did expect him to score in that game, but he didn't. He's got total points of 103. Second best midfielder in the Sun Dream Team fantasy to Saka. He's averaging 9.4 points. Best performing points is 19. They've got Fulham away this game week. He's scored 45 points in the last 4 games. Wow. And the second highest point scorer for midfield with no Europe. Like I said, if you got him, keep him. I don't see no reason why you should get rid of him this game week. I think game week 12. I think game week 12 is game week 12 is 11. Game week 11 is a single game week. I'm not too sure. Let me just double check that. Game week 11 should be a single game week Just pop that up. Bear with me, guys. Yep, game week 11 is a single game week. So yeah, so you could keep him. I don't see the point taking him out. For just this game we can lose under 300k. But if you don't, I don't know what your strategy is, but if your strategy would get you more points, then rightly so, do what you have to do. Let me just see Mbeumo's points for the next game week. I mean for game week 11. So game week 11 they got Bournemouth at home, so it's worth keeping, man. It's worth keeping if you've got him. That's all I'm just saying. So if you are going to bring him in, I've said if you are going to bring him in, bring him from game week 10 only and see how he performs. However, people that have gotten Mbeumo already, I'll say keep him this game week, and you can keep him for the next. Like I said, it's just down to your strategy. So these are the small pool of players that I'll be dealing with this that my mind is sort of centered around for this game week. I don't want to deep in too much pool of players. Sometimes you just have to be fair, I don't really see much players really doing it right now that I'm like, oh wow, yeah, he's a must bring. Like, nah, because even Diaz and Gakpo, I don't know who's going to start at Liverpool in the left hand side, even though Diaz done some good points this game week, so it's a bit of a tricky one. But if we bring it back to my team, the players I'm considering taking out from my team is definitely Calafiori. I've heard nothing about him coming back to foot fitness. So if I'm taking Calafiori in, I'm thinking of Lewis. I know most people got Lewis in defense, and they've gone for the double City. But Rico Lewis is also a good one. I mean, he scored 10 points this game week, so he's seen a lot of points. I know it's Halloween, by the way, so you could hear the noise in the background, fireworks. But yeah, I'll probably say for Calafiori, I'll bring Calafiori in. I mean Lewis for Calafiori. I'm leaving Hall because he got me 18 points this game week. And I know it's against Arsenal. I know I support Arsenal, but I want that 300k increase. I want that money in. That's going to do me good. So I probably will be looking at Lewis for Calafiori, and in midfield, Johnson. It's either Johnson or Trossard, but I'm leaning towards taking Trossard off, who's not really done it for me, should I say. And I've been thinking, like I said, I don't want to bring too many, I don't want to bring in two United midfielders in one team. But Trossard is the one that I've been looking into to take off out of my team. And if I was to bring in Lewis in at 4 million, I would have 4.6 to play with. And that got me thinking who I need to bring in. I can't be bringing in Diaz again after just taking him out. Ideally, I would love to bring Savinho, but he's injured. So the midfielders, it's really depleted right now with the choices. But someone who I could bring in, and I didn't mention him in, even though I didn't really target Spurs players, would be a Kulusevski. He could be someone that I could bring in, but like I said, Spurs are a bit stale, so who knows? Maybe I might make one change again and see how it works out for me, because it did work out well for me this game week. For my captain choices, I spoke about Saka and Haaland already, so you should know what time that is. And yeah, then these are my plans for my team this game week. So guys, please like, share and subscribe. Thanks for still staying with me, and thanks for the people that messaged me on Twitter to check in and see how I was doing and see if why no video was posted. So I really do appreciate that. It's my birthday. Like, share and subscribe, and enjoy. Happy Halloween, guys. Dream Team Scout over and out.